Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to another episode of Ball Chat Podcast. My name is Benton, one of your hosts, part of the Ball Chat family. Come on, walk one. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well, doing well, doing well. Club football is back. Come on, so are you happy? Are you happy with club football being back?
I, I am. I mean, I was so tired of the boring international football. And yeah, this weekend proved why I am happy that we had club football back. It was one of those weekends that was interesting, intriguing, and a little bit mixed with bewilderment. So I'm happy.
Yes, yes, yes. So we had some wonderful games. Football lovers, we're going to discuss EPL Man City versus Spurs in a big matchup in the EPL. We're also going to discuss Liverpool's impressive record, 64 unbeaten games at home in the EPL for the last few seasons with Liverpool. Impressive record. We'll discuss yard ballers and we'll wrap up with women's football report. But we'll start off the beginning of the show with ballers and bugs. Ballers highlighting the impressive players of the week and bugs being the unimpressive players of the week. If you're joining us on Ball Chat Facebook page, Ball Chat YouTube page, or Flow Sports, you can join the discussion and send on your ballers and bugs. Come on, Chelsea looks great. Barca lost. You must have a ball of the week. Who do you have as a baller?
I have three ballers of the week. So I've always said that I am impressed totally with Jota. I would give my right arm, my firstborn, my left kidney, and Kai to get Jota at Chelsea. That's how bad I want Jota because he is a player possessed, and he's showing why he has been rewarded with playing time on the clock. So I like Jota. He's one of my ballers. I keep saying that Son on Tottenham is a baller, and he's my baller. It shows, his game kind of like shows why he is the engine. Not no Keane, not no or come up Beal. It shows why Son is the engine of Spurs. And I have to give a shout out to Calvert Lewin. He consistently scores. Today he had a brace, versus Fulham. So he's one of those players who I have to tip my hat to, like this week as well. So Jota, Son, and Calvert Lewin are my ballers of this week.
Impressive goal scorers. Diego Jota have scored what, 4 goals or scored in his first 4 home games for Liverpool. He's doing exceptionally well for that Liverpool team. Very, very good signing. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, impressive run as he continues to do well. 10 goal in the EPL. Dominic Calvert-Lewin of Everton as Everton defeated Southside Fulham 3-2. And come on, is also giving a ball of the week to Young Min Son. He continues to do well. Impressive, as Jose Mourinho says. Tottenham is not a title contender. We'll discuss Spurs and Manchester City in a minute. My ball of the week is, and always, we're going to give a big ball of the week to Atletico Madrid for defeating Barcelona, as Atletico Madrid have won 5 in a row as they sit close to the summit in La Liga, and this might be the year that Atletico Madrid takes a title. And I want to give a ball of the week to Gonzalo Pato and Ecuador. Gonzalo Pato and Ecuadorian national team, they defeated Colombia 6-1. This is, I can't remember the last time Colombia lost 6-1 to Ecuador. It was an impressive run, but it's good to see Gonzalo Plata finally showing his stuff as he's highly regarded at youth level. And I want to also give a ball of the week to Nashville SC. Big up yourself, Nashville SC and Orlando SC, as they've won their first MLS playoff games. Ryan Randall Leal of Nashville SC scored a sensational goal to book Nashville SC next round in the MLS playoffs. So those are my ball of the week. Come on, do you have any honorable baller that you want to mention since Junior is not here?
I want to also say Liverpool. I mean, and you can't even pick up. When I say Firmino, he scored today, um, you know, and he needed that goal. But I have to say, Liverpool keeps proving us wrong week in and week out. We talk about not having the best defender in the world, right? We talk about the injuries, but they still find a way to beat a Leicester City side that we and everybody really thinks would have a chance of winning versus Liverpool today. So I have to say, Klopp and the Liverpool outfit should get a shout out because they continue to show that they are, title contenders.
Yes. Oh, title contenders, title favorites. Come on, come on. Big up to Liverpool and club, making do with injuries. Football family, keep sending on your ballers and bugs. Come on, let's get ready. Who do you have as your bug, the unimpressive player of the week? And we'll get to your ballers in a minute. Coffee Paul, I see your family. Get to your ball in a minute, Owen Gray. But come on, who do you have as your bug of the week?
Manchester City. I mean, like, you can't even choose one player because everybody a bug. So it's like you have this team that have all these players, and I cannot for the life of me understand why Kyle Walker demanded or commanded so much money. He's just a fast bug. I mean, like, I just don't understand it. So Manchester City, they look out of sorts. They had no idea, no plan. And the commentator said something that we found so funny. He said, Klopp encourages his players not to shoot outside of the 18. Listen to me, Klopp. You need to revisit that.
Oh,
Everybody
Pep,
needs to
Pep,
start
Pep,
shooting out
Pep,
the
Pep, Pep.
Pep,
Not,
sorry, Pep, not Klopp.
don't mix up
Pep,
Klopp with bugs. Do not mix up
sorry,
Liverpool with bugs.
Pep, Pep needs to go back and revisit that. Everybody has to start shoot from outside the
Yes.
18 because it's ridiculous. So not Liverpool, Lord. Manchester City, the entire squad. Throw Pep in there because his lineup was a little bit suspect. Barcelona and Coleman. Okay. It wasn't Coleman's fault yesterday. It was Ter Stegen's fault, right? Because
Yes.
he's not a right back. I mean, where are you going? I mean, where are you going, right? But there's there's just no identity when it comes to Barcelona. I mean, it's not the same. I don't understand. You got rid of players who were fit, who could run, who could defend, who could attack, and you what? You kept Busquets, you kept Piqué. I mean, come on, and the entire board if you get a bug, right? So them two, them I don't mention Ter Stegen. I don't want to talk about him again because him hurt my heart. So them the three that I'm a bug.
Okay, what you have the entire Man City outfit as bug. Pep, poor selection. And by the way, my apologies, Liverpool fan, because come on, was mixing up Klopp with making some decision at Man City, Manchester City. But Man City is the bug of the week for come on, along with Barcelona, lack of identity, and Ter Stegen. Let's get to the chat, come on, and give some of the football family and hear what they have to say regarding their ballers and bug of the week. Kofi Power, big up yourself, family. Kofi says ball of the week is Son, Jota, and Conte. N'Golo Conte was impressive in that central midfield as he's back to his usual role. We'll get to Chelsea in a second. Owen Gray says ball of the week is Liverpool FC, comfortable beating Leicester City with an injury-riddled team. And we'll discuss that briefly when we get to Leicester City. It's usual Brandon Rodgers fiasco regarding not being able to be bit more competitive regarding Liverpool in that game against Liverpool. El Pistolero, big up yourself, family. El Pistolero says ball of the week is Jota, Zlatan, and Erling Haaland. What did Erling Haaland score? A quadric? 3+1? as Borussia Dortmund defeated Hertha Berlin, and of course Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Wow, I am still amazed, come on, by what Zlatan continues to do. Bug of the week for El Pistolero is VAR again. That penalty should have been given. We'll discuss that in a second against Manchester United versus West Brom. And Kofi Powell says his bug of the week, language. Kofi Powell. And Owen Gray, bug of the week is Tuchel and PSG for completely throwing it away at 2-0 lead against Monaco. Cesc Fabregas rolled back the years in that game, come on, as they came from behind to beat PSG 3-2.
He looked good. I mean, what is up with the players leaving Chelsea and going on to do well? Because Loftus Cheek had a good game today as well.
Yeah.
So, it's amazing how these old men, and old as in football terms,
Yes.
continue to do well. I am amazed by Zlatan. He scored a brace today, so it was just, it was really good to see Fabregas playing well.
Yeah. My bugs of the week is the referees union. All the referees, come on, throw yourself in there too. All the referees are part of the referee club. David Coote, poor decision making for overturning that penalty against Manchester United. That should have been a penalty for the foul on was it Gallagher in the game against Manchester United versus West Brom. I don't know what he was looking at. And Alan, is it Chapman? Alan Chapman, in the official in the game against in the MLS playoff. He officiated the game between Orlando City SC and NYC FC. Alan Chapman doesn't know the rules. Alan Chapman isn't aware during a penalty shootout that you cannot sub a goalkeeper for a goalkeeper on the bench. The referee union, you guys need to know the rules. So you guys get the bug of the week from me. Bugs, throw all of them in there. Come on. And another bug of the week, I have to say, is Germany men's national team. Yogi Low, it's over, man. Let's pack it up. They got 6-0 from Spain. Germany's officially out of trying to make it to that UEFA Nations League Final Four. Spain is in along with Italy, France, and the other team that's slipping my mind. But Germany got 6-0. How does a team with Sane, Serge Gnabry leading the ham, Toni Kroos, Gundogan get 6-0 from a Spanish team that has been winless in the last three? This is the biggest defeat to Germany in 89 years. DFB president Mr. Franz Keller came out and have to release a statement saying that German youngsters need to grow, air quotes. All right, those are the balls and bugs. Come on, any honorable bug before we move. Junior is not here, so any honorable bug.
Manchester United.
That- that-
I'm like, at what point, will the referees stop babying and cuddling Manchester United? I mean, come on now. That game was a farce, so there are the bugs because them never convincingly beat West Brom, and it's madness.
it's
It was
madness.
just crazy. So them get a little bug.
Yeah, they got a little bit. All right, let's hit the roundup. Big games that took place this weekend. Man City versus Spurs. Spurs won the game 2-0. Jose Mourinho don't play that Spurs is a legitimate title contender. Come on, do you think Spurs is a title contender? And how do you see what exactly happened in that game yesterday?
Listen, it was bad selection. Pep will say that his team is injury riddled. All right, fine. Ake out. Sterling got a little knock. You bring on Sterling late. Aguero injured, and I do think it's time for Aguero to retire because he's injury prone, and I think he's heading for a really big injury that he's not going to come back from because all these small injuries. But yesterday was interesting because I was talking to Liverpool fans, and we were talking about, and I asked him this question because City was in Spurs box for about maybe 10 minutes, just peppering. And I said to him, when was the last time Spurs went the other way? And he said to me, that's not how Spurs play. Spurs catch you on the counter. So said, so done. Catch them on the counter. So I think Mourinho and his boring football, it has manifested itself in Tottenham. And Tottenham is relying on speed. That's all I see. They catch you on the counter. But when they look upon some team who they can't use the counter and beat, what's going to happen? And I think that Man City was poor and Tottenham wasn't necessarily great, but they were just a little bit better.
Yeah, so Tottenham finished the day ahead of the summit or ahead of the leaderboard in the EPL for the first time since 2014. Tottenham actually had scored have a goal difference of plus 12, so they've scored a lot of goals in the few games that we've played. Yesterday's game against Manchester City was a different tactic, a park to bust out a narrative. But the question that I have, and from the Man City perspective, Man City, this is the lowest point after 8 games since 2008-2009 season for Manchester City. How often is a Pep team going to lose to a Mourinho park the bus? We've seen it at Barcelona. We've seen it Cholo Diego Simeone parking the bus against him when he was at Bayern Munich and defeating him. When is Pep Guardiola going to figure out how to beat this park the bus system, if he ever will?
Never. I mean, Pep is one of those stubborn coaches. I mean, listen, he's no different from Mourinho. They have a tactic and they will not deviate from the tactic. It don't matter how you cuss him, you jeer him, you talk about parking the bus. That's Jose's MO, and that's what he's sticking with. The same thing with Pep. If you realize that your team is injury riddled and you can't stretch the park as much as you want, why are you not taking shots outside of the 18? Why are you saying that I want my players to walk the ball into the box? So he's being stubborn and he won't deviate from Pep football, and that's going to be his downfall. He does not know how to change his tactics to suit the game. It's his way or no way. And I think that's going to be the problem with Pep and Manchester City. Change it up. No matter how they're losing, you see them still want to play the pretty football. That's why I was so surprised when they get Kyle, because Kyle Walker is not a pretty footballer. He's more like an enforcer, fast, strong, and wild. But Pep will not deviate or change his tactics. So it's never going to change unless he brings in the players that really understand this system and can go forth and implement it.
Yeah, so one of the major issues that I see with Man City is before we move on from them and get on to winning teams and discuss Liverpool briefly. Man City has not replaced some critical talents that they've lost. They've tried the David Silvas of the world, the Vincent Kompany's of the world. They have not replaced those players, Fernandinho of the world. In fact, let's go ahead and give Rodri a bug of the week. I don't understand how you're a holding midfielder sitting in that space and allowed Ndombele to go ahead and just chip that ball to Son on that first goal. So they have not replaced those talented players they've lost, and it's gross. It's just really baffling to me how they've really been so bad. So bug side is what going at Man City. Come on, they're in the bottom half of the table. Where they will right the ship. I mean, do they make Champions League? Is that the best thing now?
They have to. I mean, the season is still early. Let's just pump the brakes a little bit.
Okay.
The table is I don't know. It's like upside down, topsy turvy. Spurs is in first place. Man United is in 10th. Arsenal is in 11th, and City is 13th. I don't see it staying this way. I don't see Manchester City falling out of top 5. I don't see it even with Manchester United if they right the ship. Arsenal now is a different kettle of fish. They might even get relegated, but that's wishful thinking. But I do see Man City righting the ship. And look at it. Pep extended his contract, right? He got a 2-year contract.
Yes.
I don't see Pep signing on without getting reinforcement. I don't see him staying longer without getting the players that he wants. Because to be fair, Pep does not like to lose. So I don't see him staying there and not getting the players that he needs to make Manchester City a title winner.
Okay, let's move on from bug side. Manchester City at least going through a bugs phase to Liverpool. Liverpool 64 unbeaten games at home. Come on. How are they keep doing this? Now they sit at the top of the EPL tied on points. Tottenham is ahead of them on goal difference. How is Klopp doing this? Diego Jota looks like a special, special signing.
I know, man. I wonder if, Chelsea can do a little swap deal or something. But we talk about this. When Liverpool fans lost their defender, they wanted Pickford's head on a stick. That they had no faith in their team. And a good team does not revolve around one player. And Liverpool is showing that. Everybody is contributing. But one of the things I noticed today is how everybody played free without who? Who wasn't there today?
Who was late?
Who was not there today? Who
Oh,
didn't play
Mohamed
today?
Salah. Mohamed Salah.
Okay.
What
Mane
you
was
talking about? The
playing.
greedy Mohamed Salah.
Yes, I mean, like Liverpool played free. I think they played today like they had nothing to lose.
Yes.
So, they went out and they played free flowing football. I mean, I don't know what Johnny Evans doing. God, Johnny Evans is him just even go coach. Him even go find a little coaching job and go relax himself. I don't know what he was working for a card today. But Liverpool is showing that they can pull out wins wherever they need to pull it out from.
Yes.
And I think that when the players buy into that concept, I think that anything can happen.
And big up to Andre Stupis out of London town. Andre Stupis says the ball of the week for him is Bobby Firmino. He doesn't want anybody to diss Bobby as Bobby continues to show his worth. And bug of the week is Brandon Rogers. Did he actually started Vardy today? That was the question that he asked me. So Liverpool continues to do well. I mean, they will continue to do well as they get their team healthier. They're the standard bearer, as we've heard in the EPL. They're definitely the benchmark in this thing. And I don't know when this unbeaten record will be at home, when anyone will actually beat them at home. Namdi Keita, come on, he picked up an injury. Do you think it's his Liverpool career is going to be a little bit, short with these knocks that he keeps getting?
I don't think so. I've seen other players get injured way more than he has, and he'll be okay. I mean, he is Klopp is loyal, so I don't see him getting rid of him because of little knocks. Today was kind of like weird. And it was a little bit bad because he was beating the ground. So I think he'll be okay.
Okay. All right, moving away from Liverpool to your team, Chelsea. Chelsea look like a finished product, or it's looking like a finished product. They defeated Newcastle 2-0. They should have had more goals. Come on, are you impressed with this Chelsea outfit? Are you ready to say this is a real title contender?
It was only Newcastle. let's start from there. Let's not get.
It was
carried
only
away.
Newcastle, so we agree. But you have to beat who's in front of you, right?
But Timo Werner is fast. That's all. He's like an engine. I was like, dude, he has some burner on him. The team looked good. I think there's no place for Kepa. I don't know what he's gonna do. He better go be Petr Cech's assistant, the academy, because Mendy is I think Mendy is the answer. Until Mendy starts to be Pickford 2.0, I think Mendy is the answer. And we have started to gel. And I think that's what people were saying in the beginning. Give Chelsea some time to gel. Conte still proves that he's that little engine that always says, I can. I was really impressed with him, his work coming back from international break. His work rate was really, really impressive. Chelsea's good. I'm not sold on Kai. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just still not sold on him. But the pieces are starting to gel together. I don't know what we're going to do with a Pulisic. When is it too early to say Pulisic is not?
It's too early. It's too early. I mean, he still
really,
has a role to play. He still has a role to play in this team. I mean, he still was.
Yeah, but he was brought there as Hazard's replacement, right?
Yes,
He
yes,
was the supposed to be the star player, and it has not worked out that way.
yes.
So let's see. But Chelsea kind of, I don't want to give Lampard too much prop yet, but Chelsea is looking goodish.
Yes, Chelsea doing quite well. We'll actually see what Chelsea is made of this weekend when they play Tottenham. We'll preview that game in our preview and prediction segment coming up in a few minutes. Quickly, a question that was sent to us yesterday by Candice. Candice loved Chelsea, a Chelsea fan. She wanted to know your thoughts on Hudson Odoi. Do you think Hudson Odoi is overrated, hit his peak, or what's the thing you think is going on with Hudson Odoi at Chelsea? Does he even find place in this team at Chelsea?
I was disappointed when they didn't allow this young man to go to Bayern Munich. I don't think, as I rate him highly. I mean, when he comes on the pitch, he really plays. I think he is a great talent, but I just don't think that he is he's a fit for Chelsea. I don't see where he really plays a major role at Chelsea, and I do think that he should have gone to Bayern. But there are other clubs that can use his services. I just think he should go, but I don't think he has hit his peak. I don't think he's overrated. I just think that the untimely injuries that he keeps picking up, I think that kind of derail his progress. But I do think that he's a good enough player, but not a player for Chelsea. And look at it. Loftus-Cheek had to leave and go to Fulham to get playing time because he was being overshadowed. So I think that's what Hudson-Odoi will need to do.
Yeah, yeah, and I agree. Hudson-Odoi definitely have the talent, but we'll see how he goes about it. It's a pivotal time in his career as he tries to navigate the landscape, a very competitive team. He needs minutes on the field to try to hit those high notes, just like any player. He needs time on the field. He definitely has the potential. All right, the EPL, wonderful games. There are two more games scheduled for tomorrow. We'll see how the weekend ends in terms of the seeding overall. But Spurs looking good. Liverpool had a good weekend. Man City a bad weekend. Manchester United, come on, they finally won at home. Go ahead, get 1 minute in. Your thoughts? Penalty or no penalty?
It was a thieving game. Let me put it out there. And if you're a Jamaican, you know that Coot was the perfect name for the referee. All Coot. I mean, I don't know what he was looking at. I don't know what else he needed to see that there was contact. He don't care if I don't. He don't care if it minimal. We don't care. It's contact. I have seen less than that given. So for him to really overturn that call on the field, it was ridiculous. And then less than 5 minutes, give Manchester United. Come on, no man. Who need to go referee? Don't have the League One. It was ridiculous. I am not impressed by Manchester United. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what's going on with Martial, but he might have Martial probably reached him peak. He never looked good for France either. So, but I just don't understand why we think them player a big player. Pogba, Bruno probably had his worst game. The PK still I save him, but I just think something is going on with Manchester United. And I don't mind, because I don't care that them down there behind me with my team. They're run about. But I think that West Brom was robbed and it was just really, really unfair.
Yeah. Big up to Jamai, Chelsea, UK, watching us on Flow Sport. Big up yourself, family, London City rolling in. Travain, Skang, Liverpool FC. Big up yourself, Jamaican from Bristol. Big up yourself, family, watching us on Flow Sports YouTube page. So come on, Manchester United, they got the 3 points. It's another week. We'll see how they go about it in Champions League. But like you said, you don't mind because they're behind Chelsea. We'll see how they go about it. There's always this continuing saga, this issue, this controversy around Paul Pogba. Should he play? I think all this nonsense needs to go with this club. They need to either make a decisive decision. Is Paul Pogba part of the future? Is he not part of the future? Move on. If Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the coach, make the decision and move on. I mean, it's just a nightmarish thing for Manchester United, and I don't feel sorry for their fans. I do not feel sorry. Junior, go on the road, family. um, Stepping away from, did you have anything else that caught your eye this weekend in the EPL?
No, it's just that they need to fix VAR. I mean, it's either I like the goal line technology, because if it wasn't for goal line technology, that ball, let's say, was a goal for Liverpool. Although Liverpool come back and score after still, but I like the use of goal line technology in that regard. They need to fix VAR. It's either you're going to take VAR for what it is and tweak it a little bit, but there's no way on earth, and I get it. I get it. It's a matter of inches, and I get it that is people running VAR. But come on, if we are looking at the same replay, how can you go the opposite way? So they need to fix it and stop robbing teams, because that was a valuable 1 point for West Brom. Yeah. If the game ended in a
draw. Before we move from the EPL quickly, come on, El Pistolero have a question. He says, there's a serious question I want to ask. Do you think Brendan Rodgers will take Leicester City to a title?
Oh, Louis, El Pistolero, stop it. Go on,
no.
Get some sun. No.
No.
I know. I just think Leicester City, we're supposed to rename Leicester City to Vardy FC. If Vardy is not clicking, Leicester don't seem as if they're clicking. And that's the problem, because Vardy is aging, right? Yeah. And you have fast defenders that Vardy is fast in age. But you have players who can, get Vardy off his game, whatever. And if Vardy is not clicking for Leicester, then Leicester is not going to win. And that's not a position that you want to put yourself with 38 games. I mean, plus the other little leagues that where you have to play. So I don't think so. And look at it today. Brendan Rodgers did not change his plan. When he was being battered by a Liverpool, nothing changed. He never changed his tactics. He never changed. So Brendan is a good coach. Don't get me wrong. I like him, but I just don't think the players that he has on Leicester now, I don't think they're good enough to secure a title.
Yeah, El Pistolero says, trust me, Brandon doesn't have the killer punch like what Klopp, Mourinho, or Pep has when it matters most. He is like he cannot get the win. I agree, and maybe that Slippy G have something to do with it.
No, yeah, and the thing is, I know, but and then Brendan is just too nice. Say what we want to say about Jose Mourinho and Pep, but they have a winning mentality.
Yes,
and come on now, Klopp is a very nice guy, but he does not like to lose, right? Yes. So when you have coaches out there who tell you specifically, say, I don't want to lose, and they're angry when they do, I respect that. With Brendan, you realize that he doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and he's just trying to be this nice guy. And it shows in his toothless approach to football. Let's just say it like that.
So one thing that was interesting to me with this matchup, and I know we need to move on to some other topics quickly, the Leicester City versus Liverpool, that Leicester City played 5 defenders in the back. It seems like they were playing a 5-4-1 sort of setup, and the 5 at the back was in a straight line. So any ball to beat the entire 5, and of course Johnny Evans constantly have to try to play catch up. And even after the fact that it was demonstrated, at least I saw it, that Liverpool were constantly getting the run behind, he never made any adjustment. And I thought that was a little bit weird. It was a little bit weird.
But that too, right? But you will blame the coaches all the time. And El Pizarro said Brendan should be a sports psychologist. He's good at that. But but look at it too. As players on the pitch, right? Don't you self-adjust? You know, so that's also my issue too. We blame the coaches 100%, when something goes wrong. But as a defender, if you are if you're constantly beaten on the 18, if you realize that you're
Exactly.
half step too slow, don't you adjust yourself? Don't you step out wide? Don't you step back? Don't you go forward? Do you use the off? They did not use the offside trap.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
what is the purpose? So so I get it, and I just don't think Leicester is tight. I might be wrong. They might surprise us. We don't know, but I just don't think Leicester is title contender
Yeah,
material.
they're not. They're not. I'm not. No. No. Moving away from the EPL, come on to La Liga. Speaking of coaches, Ronald Koeman is
A hot mess.
trying to solve the issue at Barcelona. But more importantly, what was Mark Andres Ter Stegen doing? Come on, in that defeat against Atletico Madrid.
He wanted to be a right back. I mean, he's a good goalkeeper.
Yes, he's an
And yes, we
exceptional
all make
goalkeeper.
blunders. We all make errors.
Is
But
that
that
an error?
was
Come on, or is that just being stupid?
a stupid error.
I mean,
No,
an error is something that you said,
no,
okay, I
listen. I,
innocently
I
do
think I
something,
think
and
he I
but
think
that's
he
just
thought,
dumb.
yeah, I think he thought that he could have gotten there, or he could have cut the angle off, which was, in hindsight, was a bad
You
call.
think?
Whatever. But 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 my thing is, he cost us the game. But let us not only put it on him, because we should have scored 4, 5, 6. We should have scored even to tie the game up, and we did not. So the other players also let him down. As I said, I don't see a philosophy. I don't see a strategy. I don't see a game plan from the coach. And yes, everybody says that Messi is the coach. Messi did tie up. I took a Madrid have him wrap up on a piece of string there. So could he untangle himself
Yeah,
out of it?
Diego Simeone wasn't
We
gonna
talk
allow
about
that.
it. Simeone came with a plan.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna allow
They
Messi
might
to
have
beat
not
him.
been the it, on paper
Yeah,
better than Barcelona, but they had a plan, and they never even need Diego to come on there, come bully nobody,
yeah,
come fling nobody. And I said, at what point are we going to get rid of Busquets and PK? God, please forgive me. But when I see PK drop on the ground, get a little injured, I said, oh my God, yes, he must come off of the pitch. Would that boy come off? And look at it. Then Belly picked up an injury again.
yes, yes.
So
It's.
him need to go in a bubble wrap. So I don't get it. I don't know. I have to go switch from Barcelona to Atletico Madrid, because
Can you
this is a
answer the question I keep asking every week? Where's Felipe Coutinho?
he
Come
came
on.
on the pitch. He came on.
No, yeah, I know he was introduced, but where is
Listen,
Felipe
and
Coutinho? Where is
all
the
right then.
footballer that we saw scored at Liverpool, all those exceptional goals? Where is the footballer
Hey,
that was had this Champions League medal? Where is that footballer?
hey, and this is where Brendan Rodgers might come in as a
So,
sports psychologist, because no, I think if you look at how he entered the pitch, you could see that he's a player that is short of confidence, right? And we as fans, we always say, oh, they make so much money, they were professional for all these years. I mean, brush off that. But Katina is low on confidence, and it shows in his game. He came on the pitch, and within 2 minutes, I forget him on the pitch. So I just don't understand. Maybe, not maybe, Barcelona is not the right place for Felipe to be. That's not his place. So I just don't, I'm gonna go round the world, and I bet him I'll go right back to EPL, because at this point, I think the EPL is is better suited for Coutinho. I see him going on an Everton team and running havoc with the rest of the players that Everton have.
now we have a question from a listener on Big Up Yourself, watching us on Big Up Yourself, Greg Cody, watching us on Flow Sports. Craig Cody says Leicester City is one of only three teams that have 6 wins so far. How is this not a title contending performance so far? Title contending performance. So they've
Correct.
lost. They've lost 2 out of their last 5. So they've won 3 out of their last 5. Craig, title contender because they don't have the depth. It's either if Vardy does get an injury. I mean, Harvey Barnes is not rising to the metal, and I'm not certain about Madison. He does have talent. I mean, Leicester City is not a title contender. Come on, you want to reply to that question?
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but it's early warm. I mean, look at it. Tottenham is in first
Come on,
place.
Southampton have 6 wins. We know that 5 wins. We know Southampton is not a title contender. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's early. It's really early. And as we said, Leicester just don't have the. If all right, then let me change it. If Leicester go in the January window and bring in attacking pro, bring in a Felipe Coutinho, bring in help, then we can have a conversation. But as we say, it's Vardy FC. So, luck plays a big part in football, and Leicester might just be lucky. So I just I don't see them. They might, depending on the other teams, be top 5. I mean, they might. But as I said, what if a game? Let us talk about this again when we're midway the second half of the season.
And remember also, Leicester City is playing Europa League football, so with lack of depth, it's hard to juggle trying to compete for an EPL title and have games on Thursday night in Europa League. So that's a lot to ask of this Leicester City outfit. But big up yourself, family. Keep the comments and questions coming. Coming. Come on back to La Liga quickly before we touch Serie A real quickly. Real Sociedad have won 6 games in a row. I watch David Silva keep pulling the strings at Real Sociedad, and I'm thinking that this is somebody that Man City is really, really missing. Is Real Sociedad for real? I
I
mean,
I I want to know what them old people are drink. But yeah, I mean I am really really impressed with Real Sociedad. I mean, cause you know why? Because we used the La Liga being a 3-horse race, right? So when there is somebody who is actually mashing up that little threesome, we're impressed. But they are really playing good, and not only good football, they're playing attractive football. It's not no long ball, kick the ball and run or whatever. They're playing good, attractive football that you can actually sit and enjoy. Because some of the game they can't really enjoy.
yes, yes.
But but they're doing well. And who else? Villarreal, what they
Yeah, Villarreal is also doing quite well. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and they play good. I was like, every time them. I mean, they should have beaten Real Madrid, to be
Yes, yes.
really honest,
Yeah, that game
and
ended.
only beat them by no 2-1 night. That was like poor kind of. So I am impressed with those other
With
teams, and I might
Sociedad.
have to cheer for them instead of my team.
And before I don't want to dismiss, I should tread carefully here because Craig Cody definitely point out that Leicester City won the title before with that very wonderful team with Conte and of course this is not that sort of setup currently. So I don't want to dismiss Leicester City title aspiration. I think all teams enter the league to try to win. I think for them to win, those players, the players that are currently there, the Damari Gray, the Madison, the Harvey Barnes, Tillemans of the world, they will have to rise above the play that I've seen from them the last year or so. So that's why I don't really expect Leicester City to legitimately compete for that.
And when you see them Sabana West Morgan to close. I love West Morgan. No disrespect. I love West Morgan. But when you see them Sabana West Morgan to close out a game, then you realize the struggle of Brendan Rodgers' team.
Yes, 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 exactly, exactly. Trying to touch Sarah. Come on, the lion roars on. I mean, please tell me that this AC Milan team will lose a game and Zlatan is going to stop scoring. I mean, they won today again against Napoli. I did not expect them to beat Napoli. Napoli with Chucky Lozano, very impressive outfit with Gattuso running the ship. And your boy, Bakayoko, got a red card. Come on, what's going on?
I'm stupid. Bakaraka fool. It was like,
Hey,
no,
well, he's a
like,
Chelsea player. Come on,
I'm like,
he's a
Angela, please.
he's a Chelsea player.
That's by Hector, so yeah. But anyways, so I don't see Zlatan. All right, then. Should we talk about the quality of the league? Maybe the quality of the league is easier than an EPL, right? Zlatan is showing us that age is just a number. He is actually playing well. I mean, like, I don't know. They need to test him. Maybe like test him every day. Give him a little test.
Yeah, check him.
But
He's
but
doing
yeah, but AC
sensational.
Milan is in first, and he's one of the reasons why they are in first.
Yeah. Um. Quickly, big up Ypre. Big up Ypre watching us on Flow Sports. Ypre said, "Big up Gunners." Okay, Arsenal family, big up yourself. I Rock Entertainment watching us on Flow Sports. I Rock Entertainment says Chelsea will win the league. You might be onto something there. They're definitely a title contender.
I don't
Lampard
even
down.
want to say it. And yeah, big up to Gunners. Mkhitaryan scored a brace today. Arsenal,
Henry
Arsenal
Mkhitaryan, formerly of Arsenal.
Arsenal might need him back.
He has now at AS Roma. All right, before we move away from European football, IROC says Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham, and are the contenders. Yes, I think those teams have definitely shown that they are the ones who are really going to compete for this title. Before we go to women's football report, come on, MLS playoff is on. It's running hot. Let's discuss some news in our backyard. Come on. Orlando City SC is through. Nashville SC is also through. What was that fiasco in that Orlando game? Talk us through. What was that madness?
The goalkeeper was on a yellow, right? And this is what I learned, because I always quarrel with when I watch MLS. I always quarrel because the rules are slightly different from everybody else. And I asked a question in my referee class, and I was told that MLS adopt the rules late.
Okay.
So when everybody a player with the new rules, MLS is playing with, I don't know why MLS want to be different. And it's
Okay.
So MLS is them play with the old rules.
Okay.
So the goalkeeper, because everywhere else, the goalkeeper yellow off the line, you just retake it, right?
Yes.
So because the goalkeeper was already on a yellow,
Yes.
the old rule says to give the goalkeeper a yellow.
Yes.
So he came off his line, so that's why he got the second yellow. What I thought was so funny was that MLS referees, because even me, look at ticky level 7 referee,
Yes.
referee 9, know that everybody who is on the pitch to take the PK is everybody that's on the pitch to take a PK.
So I should take you out of the bug of the week, out of the referees union.
Yeah. So up to me, you know that. And if I ask my 13-year-old, he probably know, because we talk about it all the time. So one day I had to go and look to see if them can sub on an ex-goalkeeper for the goalkeeper again. I started to laugh because this is ridiculous. So they were correct with giving the card based on the old rule that MLS is still using, right? And that's how they had a field player be the goalkeeper, which is true. So that's it. Yeah. But it was good. It worked out for them. He's the star. He's the hero because he saved the PK in sudden death.
Yeah. So come on, are we Alvas Powell, Jamaicans, Alvas Powell started for Inter Miami. They're out. What's the outlook for Andre Blake and the Philadelphia Union, Jamaica's number 1 goalkeeper in this playoff?
So Philly is one of the favorites. I think Philly will have a good chance, but Columbus Crew is very, very good. So it's going to be a battle. So we have 3 Jamaicans. Well, yeah, because O'Neal Fisher out. We have 3. No, Alvas out too.
Yeah, Alvas.
3 Jamaicans two Jamaicans left. We have Corey Burke and we have Andre Blake. So,
Yeah, both of
all
them for
Jamaica will be
Philadelphia
rooting for
Unions.
Philadelphia.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm doing.
Before we go to the women's football report and yacht ballers, let's quickly check the chat. El Pistolero, Boba P saying to El Pistolero, if Leicester City had played a different, I would press Liverpool, they would have gotten 6-love. El Pistolero also wanted to know what would you say about Madrid lineup, a madness, as in Atletico Madrid or Real Madrid. I'm not sure what lineup he's speaking about. Once he can give us an update. El Pistolero says, stay at Liverpool and they will build you a statue. Leave us. You're just another player. Coutinho never listen. Well, in a bad mind, leave Coutinho alone.
But wait, that's about El Cannibal.
Yes, yes. Luis Suarez
it's
doing quite well.
For some reason, Coutinho just did not fit in. I just think maybe he's too. You have some personalities that for Coutinho, I think his personality is a little bit too timid.
Yeah.
So maybe that as well. Suarez a little bit more abrasive.
Yes,
They can
yes.
put those players in that position kind of do better than a timid kind of player. And I think that's what. And I think Felipe just need a Felipe need a coach who loves him. Like
all right. Khadij Fishley is joining us. Let's get ready for the women's football report. Khadij Fishley, how you doing, family? Yell up. I heard that Khadijah Shaw scored 2 goals. Wagwan.
Yeah, she's been doing well. She picked up the Player of the Month last for October recently. So she's been doing well. There was actually a shock this weekend in the French game as PSG beat Lyon, and Lyon has not lost in that league since October 2016. So
yeah, Lyon don't lose in the French league.
They don't, exactly. We don't expect them to lose.
What, they didn't make the payments?
I think they've been figured out and such. Both the Manchester and the London derbies happened last weekend and both ended in a draw. I was really impressed with how Manchester United came from 2 goals down to draw, and Chelsea rescued it at the death. And this is another team that does not lose in the league. There are now 27 games unbeaten in the league. A few weeks ago, I mentioned that there were rumors of the West Ham manager losing his job. Well, it's no longer rumors. It actually happened. He has been sacked, as well as the Tottenham co-managers. So Tottenham and West Ham are currently managerless. And then over the last few days, it's not a lot this weekend, but over the last few days, we have major things happening. Saudi Arabia has officially launched its first women's football league. And, that's not a country that we associate with equality and women being able to do things. So I'm very impressed with that. And also FIFA has introduced new maternity rules in a bid to strengthen the protections given to women. And some of the new rules include mandatory maternity leave of at least 14 weeks at a minimum of 2/3 of the women contracted salary. So that's a step in the right direction. So just to recap right now, Atletico Madrid is top in Spain. I don't even know how I'm saying this, but PSG is top in France. And this is probably the only place Manchester United will hear this, but Manchester United is top in England.
It's the only place. It's the only place. It's the only place, Khadij. Before you go, Khadij, quickly, 2 questions. Rose Lavelle, did Manchester City manager get fired for keep benching Rose Lavelle?
Manchester City manager was not fired.
No, but I think he should be let go for benching Rose Lavelle.
From what I've seen, of the 2 Americans that went to Manchester City, Sam Lewis has been the one who has adapted pretty well to the game. Roosevelt, I think she had some injury concerns,
okay.
So she's still finding her feet. But she has started a few games, and I expect in a few weeks, once she's gotten used to the cold of England, because I heard it's not cold anywhere as it is cold in England.
Okay.
So I guess once she gets used to the system there, she'll be impressing us once again.
Okay. All right. Thank you, family. Thank you. Stay safe. We'll talk soon. Thank you for the women's football report. Stay safe, family. Come on. Let's do the yard ballers. Jamaica defeated Saudi Arabia. Come on. Yard ballers time.
Yeah, so Jamaica never looked too good in the first game. Then Taffa put on him strong 11, tweak up everything. Danny Johnson scored a heck of a goal that was very good. What's his name? Javon East scored, but first of all, it was a foul. So Javon, you're lucky. So it's supposed to get a penalty. Never get a penalty, so the referee make up. So Jamaica won. And it was a good game. Everybody played a part. They looked good. Tapa really have his base now to move forward for it, all his tournaments. So I do see Jamaica, moving in the right direction. So we look good.
And that goal by Daniel Johnson was pretty good also, right? It was a very good goal by Daniel.
Sir, I said that.
Okay. Sorry.
So, unfortunately, we still have a couple players left back in Saudi Arabia. They couldn't travel because they have tested positive for COVID. I know Shamar Nicholson is still there, unfortunately. He missed, his team played today, so he missed that game. Hope he's not there much longer. Juna Fleming is also there, so hopefully everybody gets to go home quickly. So Andre Blake was named MLS Goalkeeper of the Year. He absolutely deserved it. He dominated year in, year out. I think this time Blake will get a big payday and move somewhere. And he was also added to MLS Best 11. So that 2 bonus, that's for you, Blakey. So go and go win, the trophy and get extra bonus. So that's really, really good. So Blakey really represented us in MLS. Bobby Reed scored for Fulham in a 3-2 loss in Everton. Bobby Reed looked good. We never see Hector. Was Hector even in the 18? Fulham, what are you doing Jamaica centre back? Free up the man. So Kamar Taxi Lawrence played 90 minutes for Anderlecht, even though they lost 2-1. But goes to show you that Taxi is really coming into the team. He looked good. He looked fit. He never had a good 2-game run in Saudi Arabia, but he looked good today in Anderlecht. Norman Campbell, remember that guy everybody was talking about going to Watford, whatever, he's in Serbia. He scored 1 goal and had 2 assists. His team beat the next team 5-0. Martin Davis continues to score in Malta. He had a goal yesterday after coming back from injury. So now Martin is 4-4. So, Martin, Canada might need to call you up, Jamaica lose. Khadija Shaw scored her 11th goal of the season. So she is really, really doing well. Leon Bailey started and scored a goal to help secure a 2-1 victory for his team. That's my yard ballers roundup.
All right, thank you. And this is how we wrap up Ball Chat. Do you have anything else to say? Come on, as we head home. Anything else to say? Football family, make sure you subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Subscribe to our Facebook page. We have a few interviews coming up, and we'll drop them on these platforms so you can get notification. And also, Champions League coming up this week. Come on, Chelsea versus Tottenham. Who do you have quickly before we wrap up and head home?
Chelsea going to beat Tottenham.
Chelsea is going to beat Tottenham. I think Chelsea will.
I pick Tottenham because I want to be both here. I want to have it both ways. I say it publicly, but privately, I think Tottenham are going to beat it. But,
yeah, I think I have Chelsea winning that game. Football lovers, you can connect with us on social media at Ball Chat Podcast on Instagram, Ball Chat 1 on Twitter. You can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. We are on Facebook at Ball Chat. The audio version of the show will be available on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you get your podcasts. Yeah, subscribe, tell a friend, subscribe to the show. It's a weekly live show. We look forward to interaction from fans. If you want to come on the show, shoot us an email at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Come on, we're going on a road and look at more
Bye
family.
now. Bye.